Welcome again to another edition of Slingin Dirt, here presented by Lost Dog Design. Talk to Raina and Dave about all of your website, social networking, and graphics designs. Raina and Dave will take care of everything for you. Listen, guys, if you're a race car driver, you got more important things to do than post pictures and where you're at and fan updates and build yourself a website and worry about all that stuff. If you're a track promoter, you certainly have a lot more to do than all this stuff. Pay Lost Dog Design. It's not that much. Trust me, when you talk about headache to dollar ratio, it is extremely low. It's probably lower than a tank of gas. So get over to lostdogdesign.com and let them do all of your social networking. They'll take care of your Facebooking. Don't they take care of Joe's Karting Facebooking?
I do the Facebook, but they actually do the website, and a lot of people really like our website.
It's
and
a cool website.
Yeah, Dave and Raina are some of the easiest people you'll ever talk to and deal with. I mean, they're so professional. They're down home. I mean, you spend 1 hour with them, trying to develop a business plan, and it's like you've known them all your life. So, great people.
So lostdogdesign.com is where you can go to get all information, and they help us each and every week posting this on the Facebook page and making sure we get the show up, and so we thank them profusely for all of their work and all of their effort. Before we get started tonight with the points breakdowns and some of the stuff that's going on, we want to take a minute and talk about Stuart Snyder, who was injured last weekend in a race. He was down in Missouri running wingless sprint cars, and I don't have a lot of information as far as what happened. I know that he's got brain and neck injuries, although he has motioned all of his extremities. So Stu recovering in a Kansas City hospital right now. We've gotten to talk to Stu. I know I got to watch him firsthand. He almost beat Tony Stewart at Eagle Raceway, but got caught up in some lap traffic, and Stewart was able to get around him, put on a great show. Stu has been running sprint cars for a long time and had a very successful career. And obviously all of us here at Slingin Dirt want to make sure that he's back on the track as soon as possible.
I think next week on Slingin Dirt, I'm going to try to get a hold of Stu's dad and see if he can give us an update over the phone on Slingin Dirt on how Stu's doing, his road to recovery, stuff like that.
That would be great. And you can go to SteveKingFoundation.org, and they've got a section set up there for Stu Snyder, so you can donate to him, because he's going to have some large medical bills, and I think we all know that it ain't cheap to sit in the hospital, and this racing thing does not pay a lot of money. So go to SteveKingFoundation.org and give to them, and they will send the money over to the Snyder family. Make sure that Stu gets your warm wishes. You can also give him some messages of support. His Facebook page is absolutely blown up with some great support over the last 6-7 days. So the racing community, as they always do, come together and show support. So SteveKingFoundation.com is where you can donate there. The Snyder family has set up a little purse for him. So what are we going to talk about today? I know last week it's tough to top the big fight we had in here last week.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Oh, boy.
I can't hear you. Speak up. I'll get up there and fix that for you.
Hey, I imported a hillbilly. If you don't like it, get off the damn phone.
Oh, man. That was a great show, and we don't have an interview set up this week, but we've definitely got some information that dirt track community wants to get a hold of. So what do you got for us today, bud?
Yeah, this week there's something really cool going on. Mini E out at Eagle Raceway, the kart track. They were this Saturday, the 11th. They're taking Saturday night off from the big races, and they were doing a kart race, and I didn't really understand what was going on. I got a hold of some people, and it's actually a Relay for Life charity go-kart race. This is going to be really cool. Saturday, August 11th, gates open at 9, pit meeting at 11, hot laps at 11:30, heats and features to follow. Driver's fee, $35, pit pass, $15, extra class, $10. And I believe general admission tickets for this is $10. Now listen to this. If they hear us talking about the Relay for Life go-kart races on Slingin Dirt, all you have to do is go to the front ticket window, tell them you heard this on the Slingin Dirt. They will give you $2 off to get in to watch the kart races on Saturday. 81 degrees, sunny. It's going to be a gorgeous day out. But this, Relay for Life, it's a great organization. Cancer research affects a lot of people. They're going to run about, I want to say 11 or 12 different classes. I will actually be out there. I was going to go race Shelby County Speedway in my modified, and I'm actually going to be racing for Mischief Motorsports and a cage kart. I'm going to do something I don't think you're supposed to do in a kart. I'm going to go try to run the high side, Andrew, and I think you told me a long time ago, don't do that.
No, it ain't going to work.
They're actually...
So you're going to wreck just like you do in your modified.
Don't. Good God, man. Because Kay Sullivan, driver of the 14K cage cart, she's given up her cart for Saturday, and she already told me, she goes, I swear to God, but if you wreck my cart and destroy it, I get to race your modified. And I'm like, well, your cart wrecked. I mean,
oh, wow.
So I was like, I'm not going to wreck your cart. But, I did race a cart one time out at Little Sunset. You were there that night, Andrew. And boy,
you look great.
Yeah.
How different is it from the carts on Little E in Little Sunset than the carts at Joe's?
Let me tell you, was it 3 years ago I did that, Andrew? Something like that?
I want to say, 3 years ago.
About 3-4 years ago, and I got a call from a buddy of mine, and he offered me a ride, and I go out there, and, in a modified, you'll see guys running middle to the high side of the track. That's what I'm used to. So I go out there to the high side of the track, and I got these guys passing me like I'm tied to an oak tree. I look over, and here's Andrew doubled over, just laughing, and I'm like, oh, God, I look horrible out here. And that's when they're telling me, like, no, you got to go to the bottom side of the track. I was like, oh, okay. But if you remember, who won my race that night, Andrew?
Probably my little sister.
No, there was two of us. And the guy that...
How can two of you win?
It was in an outlaw flat cart. And up until we were supposed to go out for the heat races, I was the only one there. Well, here comes a guy, I swear to God, it was like a $200,000 hauler. And I'm thinking, Bill Ayton's showing up. Well... No, it was some other guy, and when he opened up the back hatch, it was literally like 6 go-karts, 20 engines, 200 tires, and the guy I was driving for, he pats me on the back and goes, you have fun with that. And I was like, oh, God. And I went out there, and I made the guy mad because, and I shouldn't say this maybe, but it was like being at Joe's karting because I kind of put my front bumper near his rear bumper, and he found the exit of turn 1 going into the corner, and I went by him, and I kind of nudged him out of the way, and I ended up...
You moved him.
Basically, the guy brought $10,000 equipment, and Bud just junks it.
Oh, okay. So that's no surprise right there.
No.
So. And
Wreckers or checkers, Kelly Bone, all
you're
the way.
Right. Do you know, Andrew, by any chance, if your sister's going to run this? I know.
No, she's actually done. She's a big girl now. She's just working and going to school now. She's done doing that. We did a lot of that cage cart stuff. She's done doing that now.
Is she?
Yep.
I know I talked to her at before the Silver Dollar Nationals, and she said that she's retired officially, but she may come back and run a couple of special races.
You never know.
You never know, but this is going to be a great cause. They're expecting the races to start right around noonish, and then anybody coming out of Omaha, Council Bluffs, they're expecting to be back home by 4:30, 5 o'clock. But it's a real honor for Mischief Motorsports and Kay Sullivan to go ahead and let me try this. It's this cage cart thing has really caught on. It's really, really big here in the Midwest. They have a great turnout at Mini E. They have a really big turnout over at Little Sunset. Little Sunset, if I remember right, this is where a lot of this started back in the day. We have to thank the Kaziski family for helping to get that class off the ground. And I think around here, I want to say there's like 400 or 500 cage carts here. And it's great to see the local racing and embrace these guys. So, it's not, I'm not saying that it's better it's at Eagle or if it's better if it's at Little Sunset. It's just great that we're having a charity race like this. And I want to do a shout out to Todd Weber. Hunter Weber is his son, Bob Sullivan. So a lot of guys have came together, donated their time. So come on out, see everybody. There's going to be some neat auction items out there. Ricky Bobby's third cousin twice removed will be wheeling a Mischief Motorsports cart around there. So baby Jesus help them all. I'm going to be lapping them and burning them up.
Well, lapping them the wrong way. They're going to be lapping you. Saturday, this Saturday, right? You said at Eagle Raceway?
This Saturday, August 11th. Don't miss it.
Starting at noon?
Pit meeting at 11, hot laps 11:30, heats and features to follow. So I would imagine about noon.
Okay, so and make sure at the gate to mention you heard this on Slingin Dirt, and you're going to get $2 off your entry fee, which is $10.
$10. So if you mention this, you're getting in for $8. Now, Andrew, I don't know a lot about the cage cart and flat cart in here. You do. You've been around it a lot longer than I mean, what's this mean for these kids to come in and do this? For their racing careers to move up and whatnot. I mean, this is not a small deal, this cage cart and flat cart thing. We don't get to talk about them a whole lot here.
I don't know if they actually understand everything yet. Most of these kids, it's the parents pushing them, so I think the parents are going to be pretty proud of their kids, but a lot of the kids don't really understand. The older ones do in the older classes, but it's like they get to that age about 13 right before they get into high school, and it's like, that's it. Once they get to high school, they're done, and they don't come back until they're like out of college. It's kind of weird how it works. That's why the cage carts really died for us. We picked them up when they were young, and then all of a sudden they just started going away. It's like, why? Well, my kid's doing baseball now, and he's doing football now.
Yeah, but when you go out to see these cage carts, I mean, they put on a hell of a show.
They do. They're really competitive.
They're no one to laugh about. I mean, they go faster than Dan's Ranger sitting outside. I mean, they put on a hell of a show. They get around the tracks pretty good.
Yeah, that Ranger's pretty quick.
Yeah, all 3 cylinders of it. So
it's economical
the
on
only
gas.
time your 3 gerbils and your Ranger have a good speed is one of them farts.
Yeah. Hey, guess what my Ranger didn't do the other day?
Drop out of NASCAR?
Break down on the side of the road.
Oh, shut up.
So this Saturday, Eagle Raceway, starting at about noon. Listen, I told you during the front stretch, it's on. You're not going to get off the hook anymore, Mister. I sat there and talked about how Dodge will be back in 2013, and I don't think you could have been more wrong in that one. But it's on. You've not only missed on that one, but you've missed on the Kurt Busch prediction and the amount of things we've forgotten. The amount of drivers
we forgot
that you have
more
cursed.
than we know.
The amount of drivers you've cursed with your predictions.
So anyways, Andrew, back to our intelligent cognitive conversation here.
This Saturday, get to Eagle Raceway. Watch yourself some great karts. Cage karting. You're going to be out there racing.
Cage karts, flat karts.
What's the kart number again? You're going to be in?
14K, I believe. I know it's 14, but I believe it's 14K.
See if I can make it out there. It's going to be a late night for me on Friday.
You got to come for this. I mean, great cause. It's Relay for Life. So I think it's the first one that they've ever done. So
like you just said, it's for a great cause. So get to watch a great show. Get for a great cause. Mention that you heard this on Slingin Dirt, and you're going to get $2 off.
Andrew wants to say something.
I just want to say there's also another big race coming up this week. McCool Junction has their 2-day show this week. We don't get to talk about these guys very much. They have their general manager's actually done with them, so they've lost a lot of advertising. So I think I can help them here by saying they have their big 2-day show this week, Friday and Saturday. This could be a good cause to come here and drive right down the road to them. And then Tuesday, they have World of Outlaws. So next week we couldn't get on the show. They have the World of Outlaws sprint cars there next Tuesday. It's going to be a sweet show. Kendra and all the boys are coming to town, so I think it's going to be who did we talk to earlier this season? Delansky?
Craig Delansky.
The crowd pleaser.
He'll be there. So, yeah, I just figured we'd throw that out there for him.
And I just got notice on Facebook that they have set the makeup date for Eagle Raceway for their I'm trying to pull it up real quick. I'm sorry. For their World of Outlaws race that was postponed due to rain. So I believe
Andrew, while he's looking that up, as we're getting later into the season, a lot of people think our seasons are winding down, which they are. But is it true? I mean, when the seasons start, you have a few specials. But this is when the fun specials come out, fun races.
Right at the end of the season, everybody's down to the last dollar, and they're going to spend every single penny they got. That's what I like the most. I mean, all the big races are coming up. Boone's coming up soon.
Yep.
My cousin's talking about a big race he's going to Mississippi, 10,000 to win B-Mod show or something.
That's actually in Wisconsin.
Oh, no, he's going to Mississippi.
No. It's on the Mississippi River, which is bordering Wisconsin. It's in Wisconsin. It's not in Mississippi. I've already looked at it. It's 10,000 to win, 800 to start in the B mods.
Yeah.
Well, I tuned in at the different
Let me run your car, bud.
I think you need to do that, but I think you need to let Andrew run your car once.
Yeah, I want to be able to at least finish the race and at least have a chance of winning. Maybe I can get late.
That's why you should let Andrew race your car. Wednesday, September 19th is going to be the makeup for the World of Outlaws at Eagle Raceway. So we're going to work on getting some interviews for that. Maybe we can get the crowd pleaser back on. Maybe we can flex some muscle and get Steve Kinzer on there. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I doubt that's going to happen, but. How about we talk about some points? How's that sound? Points and results from last weekend racing. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
All right, McCool Junction. Andrew, what do you got?
McCool Junction, B-Mod A feature. Tony Ross picked up the win. Brian Koziski second. Trent Roth third. Zach Reeks fourth. Brent Kasich was fifth. In the hobby stock, Jeff Timmermans won the show. Travis Thielander. Jeremy Wagner was third. Shane Snyder fourth, which I believe that is the first race he's lost all year in the hobby stocks. And Dylan Birkland was fifth. 4 cylinders, Dalton Sebke was first, Ed Huxell second, Steve Mook third, Richard Crow fourth, and Dan Markham is fifth. The late model A feature, Jace Kaiser won yet another show, Alex Humphrey second, Billy Murphy third, John Bridges fourth, and Matt Buller was fifth. We ain't going to talk about how I finished second to last. The modified
say that again?
Yeah, second to last.
I've never done that this year.
What happened? Bad car? Somebody get in your way again?
I think the driver was just terrible. I don't know what happened.
That's not. No joking aside, that's not like you, Andrew.
We're putting. Honestly, I'm putting Bill Layton in my car Friday to test it because I don't know why I'm that bad.
And sometimes we do that, Dan. If our cars aren't performing, we'll put another driver. Kind of give me your second opinion. I mean, you got to trust who you put in there, but kind of tell me your thoughts and opinions on my car.
Well, I know you did that at the beginning of the year at I-80. You had Scott Carlson run your car.
Yeah, that
And
was
the
memorable.
great thing was Scott was running up front and running great. And I remember you turned and looked at me and you go, son of a bitch, I got to do good this year.
Well, Scott told me, Porky goes, wow, this ain't nothing better than a 15th place car. This big titty woman ain't going to do very good in this car. This is a junk car. It's got a rear end that's been an inch and a half back on the right side. It's going to be horrible. And then he runs 7th. I was like, damn.
And he was running really good. I think he was charging for the lead when he broke the rear end. Anyway, so on to the results for McCool.
A-Mod feature, Robert Brinkman picks up the win. Anthony Ross second. Mark Lighting third. Shane Stutzman fourth. And Darren Menke was fifth. And on to the points. The B-Mod, Tony Ross is leading. Brian Kaziski second. Brent Kasick third. And tied for fourth is Kevin Benson and Dusty Blake. Hobby Stocks, Travis Thielander leading the points. Shane Snyder is second. Jeff Timmerman's third. Derek Conert fourth. And Dylan Berklin is fifth. Four-cylinder, Steve Mook is leading. Richard Crowe second. Ed Huxell third. Casey Bagwell fourth. And Dalton Sibke is fifth. Late models, Jace Kazer is leading the points by a long shot. Matt Bowler second. Mark Peters third. Billy Murphy fourth. And Alex Humphrey is fifth. The Modifieds, Mark Lighting is leading over Robert Brinkman. Stacy Stava third. And Andy Wilkinson fourth. And Shane Stutzman, your top five.
That Alex Humphrey, is that Al Humphrey?
Al Humphrey's son.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yes, he. That is all the classes at the good old McCool Junction that I will be running this weekend, Friday, Saturday.
Running second to last.
Whatever.
All right, on to Eagle Raceway. This is the results from August 4th. Let's start with Sport Compacts here. Picking up another feature win this year out of Bennington, Nebraska, Amanda Riley. Taking home second would be Ole Olson. Third place, John Sopoki. Sopoki or Sopochi. I think
How
it's Sopoki.
dare you get a name wrong?
I'm telling you. That's
Jesus.
Finishing fourth place out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Kevin Fearing, and taking home fifth place in the 66G, Kyle Gannon. In your hobby stock, let me find my hobby stocks right here. In the hobby stock feature, top five in the feature, first place was Randall Macue. Sixth place, Roy Armstrong. Third place, Adam Armstrong. Adam Armstrong, I believe, was helped out. Another team gave him a motor, and another team gave him a car, so that was a huge effort right there. Sitting fourth place in the feature, John Kane. In fifth place, Ben Becker. In the sport mods.
Sorry.
What?
The way you said that.
Becker?
Sport mods.
I know. I tried not to burp when I was like, sport mods.
It's okay. We're going through puberty here. What's going on with the sport
sounds like a cat that got ran over by a Peterbilt.
Oh, boy.
In the Sport Mods, a good friend of mine, and picking up his first feature win this year in the Sport Mods, the 6 of Denny Burgon Jr. out of Plattston, Nebraska. Finished in second place, Jeff Olson. Third place in the feature, Joe Fayen. Fourth.
Pause the spit for your dip.
Yep. We need to be sponsored by Skoll on this.
Jesus. I don't think we can. No, we can. It's not over the radio.
Yeah,
We'll give him a call.
Yeah. Fourth place in the Sport Mod feature, Matt Richards, and Gary Sadoff brings home the fifth place. In the Modifieds, first place in the feature, Roger Hayden. Second is Mr. Excitement, Chris Abelson. Third, Aaron Pella. Great to see him finishing up there. Fourth place, and he will be on the French stretch next week, Johnny the Jet Sadoff, four-time national champion, and finishing fifth in the A-Mod feature, Mike Dinsberger. In the 360s, and here's a name you might recognize, finishing first place, Trevor Grossenbacher.
I've heard of him before.
Yep. Finishing second, Mike Boston. Third, Tyler Drucke. Fourth, Tad Holloman. Great to see him back. And finishing fifth in the feature, Gene Ackland. And for those out there listening, you didn't see the book that Dan printed off for me, so I got to find my point standings here. In the 360s.
Oh, that was just a clever disguise. I heard it.
What? Yep.
Jesus.
So in the 360 sprint cars, top 5 in points right now. And this is top 5 out of 47 cars in the sprint cars. First place, Mike Boston out of Alvin, Nebraska. Second, Trevor Grossenbacher, 48 points out. Third is Tyler Drucke. Fourth, John Klabundy. And sitting fifth place, Doug Lovegrove. In the modifieds, this is a pretty good 40 points for a feature win. In the modifieds, sitting fifth place, Chris Alcorn. Fourth would be Chris Abelson. Third, it would be Bob Zubek. 2, Johnny the Jet Sadoff, sitting 22 points behind our current leader at Eagle, Dylan Smith, the Osceola Rocket out of Osceola, Nebraska. hopefully we get to have him on the front stretch here later this year. That's your top 5 in the modifieds. Top 5 points in the hobby stocks. 5th place, Ben Becker. 4th is John Kane. 2nd is tied between Josh Kennel and Mike Hansen. 18. They're both 18 points out of the top spot, held on to by Roy Armstrong in the 6R out of Beatrice, Nebraska. That's a really good points race right there. In the modifieds, in the sport mods, this is a really close points race, and boy, the crowd's getting into this one. Sitting 5th place in points, the 10T of Dustin Thayer out of Bellevue, Nebraska. 4th place, Sean Harker, 35 points out of the lead. 3rd place, Gary Sadoff. That would be Johnny Sadoff's cousin, 10 points out of the lead. Sitting 2nd, Jeff Olson out of Sioux City, Nebraska, 4 points out of the lead. And your current points leader, I think they've had about 3 different lead changes in the points this year, would be Matt Richards out of Lincoln, Nebraska. On to your sport compacts. There we go. Did it again.
At least pull away from the microphone when you do that.
Top 5.
Jesus.
Got Elmer Fudd in here reading the damn
God.
points.
No, we got
top 5.
We got Buddy Ray in here reading the points.
Well,
Buddy Ray.
Everybody says I sound like a damn redneck.
You are a damn redneck. What are you talking about,
Mr. Bubbles?
I'm telling you. Top 5 in points in the sport compacts. Sitting 5th place, Barry Kinnersley. Sitting 4th, Kevin Nearing. 3rd place in points, Chad Basinger. Sitting 2nd place in points, Matt Moyer out of Gretna, Nebraska, 14 points out of the current lead, held on to by Nick Lindblad out of Beatrice, Nebraska. So there, as the season's getting down, the points are getting closer, and just like Andrew and I just said, at the end of the year, a lot of us are, we know the end's coming, so we're going to start using up every dollar. Or, if our tires are half gone, trust me, we're going to run them to the cords or showing on the tires. We start blowing tires, we're going to push our equipment. You're going to see some really good racing at all the area tracks right now.
Moving on to I-80 for your results in the Hornet class. Finishing 5th is Dave Christensen. 4th, Dan Markham. Kelly Johnson finished 3rd. Jamie Spannel 4th. And Dan Alexander took home the victory for your sport mods. Your 5th placement, Tyler Mark. Bill Flegg finished 4th. Jeff Jones 3rd. Jeremy Lighting finished 2nd. Jesse Sobbing brings home the victory.
Do you know who Lighting is, Andrew?
Yeah, I do.
Did he come from the A-Mods originally? I thought he was in the
There is an A-Mod in the Lighting.
Okay.
I mean, A-Mod. Wait a minute. There is a Lighting in the A-Mods.
For your A-Mods, Scott Carlson out of Council Bluffs brings home 5th place. Clint Homan out of Bellevue, Nebraska brings home 4th. Jesse Sobbing 3rd. Jesse Dennis 2nd. And Dylan Smith from Osceola, Nebraska brings home the victory. For your Pro-Ams, finishing...
It must be an Iowa thing. You guys can't pronounce a thing.
I'm all screwed up on my points. This is what happens to me. Me print these off. Finishing 5th, Kurt Drake. Finishing 3rd. Finishing 5th, Kurt Drake. Dan Moore finishes 4th. Rick Negretti finishes 3rd. 2nd is Dan Jackson, and Brad Derry brings home the victory. For your super late models, Leon Zeitner comes home in 5th. Mike Collins 4th. Jace Kaiser, who we talked to on the front stretch, comes home 3rd. Jason O'Brien comes home 2nd, and Bill Layton Jr. brings home the victory. And I think that's it. Now your Grand Nationals. This was a special race you guys had, right?
Nope, just regular weekly show.
Oh, okay. They didn't seem to be awarded any points.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay. Well, it's probably just
who needs points?
Yeah, I didn't run good anyway.
Todd Hipner brings home 5th. Jacob Brown brings home 4th. Micah Brown 3rd. What are they, brothers?
Yes, Mike and Jacob are brothers.
Okay, one's from, obviously don't live in the same town anymore. But.
No, they do. One just thinks he's from Beaver Crossing.
Coming home 2nd, Troy Daly and Kyle Dumpert brings home the victory. So that is your results for I-80. Last week, August, 3rd? No,
Correct.
August. Yeah, August 3rd.
Yeah, August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Which dumper is it that has your old car?
And actually, that was what you said right there. I caught it at the end. That was the King of the Hill. We did a King of the Hill special.
Oh, okay.
Corey Dumper won double features last week, and he has my car. First win he's had so far, and he won
now,
2 in one
overall,
night.
how's he looking in that car? I mean, obviously he won. He looked good, but I mean...
50-50. I mean, him and me ran 10th and 11th at McCool last week, and it's that class is hard. It's really tough. You start up front, you run up front.
Do you think he made that transition over to the late models pretty good, though?
Yeah, I think he's pretty fair in it. It's just it's not as easy as what I think everybody thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay. Now, see, I've always been told the late models were fairly easy to drive.
And then
you got that big tire, and it's like driving a great big 2,300-pound go-kart, really.
And then you got Bill Layton comes down the A-mods and kicks butt, and Kyle Burke comes down and kicks butt. But it's easy.
Let's talk about your points for I-80 and kind of wrap this baby up a little bit. For your Hornet class, as I continue to shuffle through paperwork, I tell you what, we killed a lot of trees. Kelly Johnson, 48 points behind, sitting in 5th. Tammy Clark, 41 points behind, sitting in 4th. Dave Christensen comes home as is sitting 3rd, 38 points behind. Dan Markham, 11 points behind, and Jamie Spannel is your current points leader. How many more weeks do you guys have left?
I believe this weekend is an SLMR special, but it is a points night. I think it's 3 or 4 nights left. That's it. It's narrowed down.
So time still for some of these drivers to catch up and take the win. So let's look at your sport mods, if I can find them.
I can tell you who won that.
Not you. I'm sorry, that was kind of mean, wasn't it? Just a little.
I don't think he even caught it.
I don't think so either. I'm not seeing B mods in here. Damn it, where did I print those off at?
I can tell you who's leading the points.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, what a surprise.
By 400?
Brian Kaziski is sitting 5th in the points, 130 points back. Cody Olson, $1.18 back in 4th. Bill Flegg out of Omaha, 78 points behind. Dennis Cook, 70 points behind. Your current points leader at I-80 Speedway, the one, the only.
Team Crazy.
Jesse Sobbing.
I love you.
For your A-mods.
The guy pees excellent. You know
he
that.
really well, according to you.
Right, no, you hold it for him.
Philip, Lasik? Philip.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I've seen it on the side of the car.
Losky, I think it might be from
Losky.
Okay, Dorchester, Nebraska, 232 points behind. Wow, what a points battle there. Buzz Wilson out of Plattsmouth, Nebraska, 220 points behind. Mark Lighting, 175 points behind in 3rd. And your closest competitor, Jesse Dennis, in 2nd place out of Prescott, Iowa, 43 points behind. Your current points leader, Dylan Smith. So Dylan, got to worry there. He's got some pressure, I guess. 2nd placeman, just 43 points behind. I think Dylan would pretty much just have to not show up for the rest of the season.
I believe it's 70 points to win, so yeah.
It is.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the 230, that's usually it's going to be tough.
I don't think old brother or your cousin there is your cousin, right?
He was in the B mods.
Brian?
Yeah, he could possibly catch up to 2nd or 3rd, but Jesse, no.
No, it's not going to happen. So, and that was your A mods. Am I looking at? I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I saw Brian Kaziski. That was the B mods. I got that confused. But anyways, Philip Losky is sitting in 5th. He is the one that is 232 points behind. For your Pro-Ams, sitting in 8th out of Bennington, Nebraska, 108 points behind Nick Steerer. Todd Pedraza.
Nick Steyer.
Tim. Wow. I got the last name right, but I mispronounced the first name.
And you're an announcer, right?
Yeah. Let's not
scary,
let's not bring that up. Let's just not bring that up. 40 points behind is Tim. Don Moore is 36 points behind in 3rd place. Brad Derry is 35 points behind out of Newmark, Iowa. He's sitting in 2nd, like I said, 35 points behind. Your current points leader, Rick Negretti, out of Omaha, has the points lead.
Don Moore's had a pretty good year this year.
He's had a great year for old Don Moore. The car's 12 years old, and he don't care.
I mean, 12 years ago, you were what, 6, 7?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do math. I'm 9.
Yeah,
I'd be 9.
For your Grand National Series, Kyle Dumpert is in 5th, 74 points behind. Todd Hippner is in 4th, 68 points behind. Corey Dumper is sitting in 3rd, 53 points behind. Jacob Brown, 26 points behind his brother Micah Brown, who is your current points leader. For your Super Late Model Division, in 5th, Chris Speaker out of Messina, Iowa, 68 points behind. Jace Kaiser is 48 points behind in 4th. Bill Layton Jr. is 12 points behind. Kyle Burke just 2 points behind. Jason O'Brien, who is your current points leader out of Atlantic, Iowa. So great little battle there for the Super Late Model
The Super Late
Series.
Model is usually the best race each week. It's a toss-up. Who's going to win?
And apologize if I'm being a bit of an idiot here. It's not the first time and not going to be the last. What's the difference between the SLMR Series and the Super Late Model Series?
The SLMR Series is a traveling series, but they have the weekly NASCAR Super Late Model, and they have SLMR Series.
Okay, should we do the Super Late Model Series? The SLMR Series?
Sure.
Corey Zeitner out of Bellevue, Nebraska, 132 points behind Mike Collins, who is in fourth. He is 82 points behind. Bill Layton Jr. in third. He is 74 points behind. Justin Zeitner is in second, 42 points behind your current leader, Travis Dickies. Dickus? We never did figure it out, did we?
You know, I actually
even though we talked to him, I don't think we figured it out.
Silver Dollar Nationals.
No, we didn't get to talk to him. He had an emergency on the phone.
Yep.
I got to meet Travis at the Silver Dollar Nationals. He is a hell of a nice guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He is really cool, and, you know, he was real busy, so he didn't have a lot of time to talk, which I understand as a driver when you're working on your car before the big race. But, yeah, it is nice to meet the guy. The one thing I do want to mention, Jesse Sabine.
One thing you want to mention about old Jesse?
No, this is actually, he's got a perfect season in the IMCA this year. IMCA in your sport mod division, they use your best 30 starts out of your first 55 races.
And he won 30?
And he won all 30. So now what it's going to come down to, for him to win the national championship, what IMCA does is they award you bonus points, and how they award you bonus points is by your average car count. So, and I might be mistaken on this, but if an IMCA sanctioned track averages 24 cars a night, you know, throughout the course of the year, then he'll get 24 bonus points. I believe that's how that works.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, you know, it's tough to win 30 features. And right now I believe he's at 41 or 42 feature wins overall.
Jesus.
So, I mean, and Chad Ebel from Race Day Prince, I got to mention his name because he wrote it best. Perfection is built on the big house. I mean, you've got your big sports franchises, and for Jesse to come out and do this is no small feat. It's not easy. I don't care who you are. So a big shout out to Team Crazy. They got the crazy train rolling through, and I mean they're just blowing through the competition when they show up.
Well, I think that just about does it for the Slingin' Dirt for this week. A little bit shorter of a week this week, but a lot of tracks. I know Crawford's wrapping up tomorrow night.
Yes.
And it's going to be close. You're sitting there fifth in the points. So
yep, we are.
If you have a good night, you're going to get a payday. If you have a bad night, you're going to lose out on the money because I know only the top 5 pay
You mean
out.
they're wrapping up the season?
Yeah.
Yep.
Friday night or tomorrow?
Well, Friday night. This will post up on Thursday morning.
I didn't know they were done with their season.
We're our back and our whole team. Our backs are up against the wall because, like you said, we're sitting fifth in points right now, and Evan Nimitz in the 71 is 1 point ahead of us. So it's going to be, you know, kind of curious.
Wait, did you say you're sitting fifth or sixth?
We're sitting fifth in points. Evan Nimitz, Josh Most, his cousin, is sitting fourth in points, 1 point ahead of us. So if Evan has a bad night or a mechanical breakdown, we could overtake that, you know. But as long as I show up to Crawford County Speedway and start the feature and do at least 2 laps, I should finish top 5 because I believe 6th place is like 20-some points behind me. So there's no way he can catch the top 5.
Well, good luck in those 2 laps because I know you haven't had the best of luck there.
I'm bringing 40 cars out there so you don't make the show. I'm bringing my cousin. Sobbing's coming. I'm putting Dylan in the car. Bill might race one.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure Sobbing will come back to Crawford. No. He's welcome. I've talked to the officials. He's welcome to come back, but I don't think he likes Crawford County very much.
I would love to see Jesse come back because I'd like to see him kind of upset the A feature a little bit and kind of determine, because between Logan and Keegan Scott, that's a hell of a battle right there.
Yeah, it is.
And you throw a wild card in there, you know, Brian could come up there and really upset it. I mean, that's some drama. That's cool to see right there.
So Crawford County wraps up tomorrow night. I know I'm going to be a little bit sad and I don't have much to do on a Friday night, but I'm pretty sure I'll fill my nights up with dirt racing still.
Are you kidding me? I-80 Speedway Friday nights.
What did I just say? I'm pretty sure I will find something to do on my Friday nights for dirt racing.
So I'm going to put you on the record right now.
God.
Are you going to I-80? Yes or no?
I'll go to I-80.
You are going to go to I-80?
Yeah.
Are you, bud?
Yeah, I'm going to I-80. Why would I go to I-80?
Jesus. This guy, he's wrong 1,900 times, and all of a sudden he wants to stick us to for sure statements.
Well, yeah. I'm Ricky Buddy. Ricky Bobby's third cousin twice removed. Baby Jesus, help them all. I'm coming to burn up the competition at I-80 Speedway.
We're going to be back next week. We're going to break down the Iowa tracks. We'll talk about Crawford County, who won what championships. We'll talk Adams County and Shelby County also. So we'll break down a lot of that. We'll work on an interview. We don't know who it's going to be yet, but we'll find somebody. I'm sure we can stir somebody up. Yeah, we'll try to get Stu Snyder's dad in here. Don't forget to go to SteveKingFoundation.com. That's the website you can go to support and help donate to Stu Snyder. I know Eagle Eagles going to be passing the helmet this week on Saturday night as they try to help benefit the Snyder family as they've got a long road ahead of them. So we wish the best. And on that note, thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the track.